Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I had such an amazing time at my knitting retreat. It has been absolutely fabulous. I got to meet up with some other wonderful women who have been following Galena Kafmilva. I'm not real good at saying her name, Russian name, but they've been following her for anywhere from like 5 to 20 years. So I am literally the baby in the group, age-wise and following-wise. It was spectacular. For those that are not aware, let's see, I'm going to show you a couple of books. I have more of her stuff, but this is just some of the stuff that I grabbed out. This one, Gossamer Webs. You can get this one still on Amazon. You're not going to get a brand new copy, but you can still get this one. And this is Galena's, one of her books, The History and Techniques of Orenburg Lace Shawls. And some of the practice stuff that I did on my first thing was like this. And, oh, I've got that downstairs. That's okay. But you've got all the shaping, right? So you've got all these different, their teeth, the different border edges, and you're doing short row shaping around the edge. And then you go back and forth and you're incorporating your border and whatever your pattern is. And that's just like a little sampler shawl. It's just a small little piece. And if you want to run multiple of these designs together, you can make yourself your own sampler shawl, understanding the techniques, understanding the different stitches. I see, like here's another one, right? Understanding all of the different stitches, getting something done, something accomplished. You can turn it into a scarf if you want to. And then, you know, before going on to, oh, I don't know, crazy things like that. Yeah, you've got lots of options is what I'm getting at. To be able to understand what the technique is, how to do that, and how to work with it. You don't have to start off with very, very tiny thin yarn thread, lace. You don't have to start off with that and the zeros and the double zeros as far as needles. You can use fingering, you can use a larger yarn and larger needles and get comfortable with the technique. Make a scarf and get comfortable with doing that and finding those different techniques. Yep, see, I went in 2023. This is my book that I had signed from her, right? There we go. And this one is the Gossamer Webs Design Collection right here. And I believe you can also get this one still on Amazon. Again, they're going to be the used copies in general. She had some extra ones because she had lots of books. Right? We know how that goes. She was selling them. She had lots of books. So we have that. And this is just amazing. You've got all of these different border edges that you can incorporate. That's the one that I'm using right now on my little purple piece that I started after my last visit with her. I think, yeah, it was after my last visit. And I got a little ways. Where'd it go? It's one of those that I call a sandwich bag project. Look at that. Okay, it's in a quart bag, but there you go. That's the 50-gram ball of lace yarn. I think it was 600 meters. Crazy amount of yardage. And this is on zeros, I think. So this is my piece that I had started after seeing her last time. Can I have a picture? Oh, here we go. Let me stretch. Let me stretch this. Ooh, look, I do have a white something. Can I stretch it on the white something? I didn't think of this thing too well. Okay, we can see a little bit, right? We can see, okay, and then this stretches. Oh, so we can see that's a flower right there. So we've got the dual flowers, one on this side and one right here. Okay, we're not doing well. This is not well. This is not very helpful. I'm trying. Oh my gosh. I had so much fun. Oh, it was so absolutely amazing. Highly recommend. There we go. Okay, there. So this was my original piece that I'm working on right here. And she said I could have added more elements through the sides over here, and I realized that too, and I might incorporate some more. Not real sure. But this is very slow because, well, let's face it, we know I've not been working on it, but it is gorgeous. So I don't know how long I'll make this. Obviously, I have so much yarn left. You're like, it's a small ball. Trust me, it's enough. Oh my gosh, the small ball, it's enough. Right? This is why I have, you know, lifetimes worth of yarn. You just have a couple of these. This is like a year's worth of yarn right here in a small little ball. Forget all the other stuff that's on display. Oh my gosh, that right there. So that's what I went with previously. And this retreat was her 75th birthday. So it was very special. There were not a lot. I think there was like 6 of us that were invited. I was blessed, like I said, to be one of those. And it was absolutely amazing. It really, really was. We got to work with different techniques, and she said, okay, go ahead and start. And of course, I brought my needles, but I don't know why I didn't have, I mean, I had, you know, the zeros on this, and we know I've got plenty of smaller needles, and I've got zeros, double zeros, triple zeros. I've got those, and I've even shown those to you before. Those like almost like a booklet. I think they're from China. Got them on Amazon, of needles that start from the multi-zero sizes and go up to like an 8 or a 10, and like $15 for these circular needles. Got them on Amazon, and I do have a couple sets of those. I've got it in the 24 inch and the 32 inch, and you know, they're great. Are they my number one go-to? No, they're not. I have my other ones, but I'm telling you, when my other ones are in use or something like that, or I definitely need the smaller sizes, they are my go-to. They really are in that aspect. And of course, I forgot to put one of those packages in the bag, so I had a bunch of size 1s to work with. And then I thought I was working with this. I started with this was a piece that she said, here, go ahead, cast on, right? They got this little bit of red, and cast on, start doing this. And I got this far, right? And this is just a little bit, I got a little farther with another color, but I got this far. And then she said, this is what, it's naughty. This is what Russian mothers do to their daughter-in-laws. They take it and they're like, this is the pinky test. And they put their pinky through. And if their pinky goes through like that, no, too loose, too loose. Fishing net, and they walk away. Not good enough, you know. But I just thought that was hilarious that it's the mother-in-laws that do that to the. So she said, this is way too loose. I was going to pull it out right then and then work with the yarn with this, but I had some other colors and other options. I wanted to show my progression through my time period at the knitting time. So that was considered way too loose. All right, there we go. Now I can pull it out. Now I can do that. We've had a chance to see it. And I think this was 2.75 millimeters as far as the needles. It is way too loose for that yarn. That's okay. So that was one of, where's my other stuff? I was having so much fun. And then one of the nights for homework, it was, remember those borders? We have all these different border choices. She said, pick out 2 of the borders that you like and do 4 of the teeth. Where's that book at? I'll show you what I mean by that. It's 4 repeats is what it is. Do I have my border stuff? Where's my border stuff? So many charts. So many charts. I have more scrolls. I do. I have more scrolls of patterns. So that right there is a border, right? And then you can see the point, and that's what she means by teeth. So do 4 repeats. 4 repeats, pick out whatever borders that you want, practice with, play with, because then we're going to decide on doing a triangle shawl, or at least trying to get through the techniques of doing a triangle shawl. So here's some of the borders. And I had the neon tape, right? The highlighter tape. I had the highlighter tape. I just broke down. I'm like, I'm using it. That box right there is a document protector that I got in March, because I had 2 of them. I got that in March last time that I had a chance to see her. And, you know, I'm using those things. This is my 3rd time that I have had a chance to see her and learn from her in person. And so amazingly blessed. Now, I had on there one of these little bobbins of lace weight yarn. And I did my 8. I did. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is 1 set. That's the 4 teeth that we were talking about. And I like that border. I really do. It's a diamond. There we go. Can we see the diamond in here? It's a diamond border. I like that. I think it's very pretty. And then this one right here, it's got some similarities to it. And I believe this is the cat's paw right here. And I've got that down in the bottom. So I did my practice. I was a good girl. I went home. Well, didn't literally go home, but I went back to my room and everything and did my practice. And this border is just a little bit bigger, has more stitches, has an extra stitch and everything, I think, than this one. Just a sampler piece, a beautiful sampler piece. And the other significance of doing the 4, we saw on these, this little shawl sampler. That's what that is, right? It's you generally, that one doesn't even look like it's got 4, but the one that she had me doing while I was at the first class was doing 4 teeth. Then you're doing your short rows and lace. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Lace short rows. I've done short rows with socks. I've done short rows bust darts on some of my sweaters, just learning how to do that. You know, I think I've done pretty good because I don't think I got boobies on the back. Okay, it was just that one time. Okay, that's just that one time, but whatever. And it happens. I'm just saying it happens. It's a learning curve. But that blew my mind. We are doing short row lace. So we had those, and let's see, I've got another piece right here practicing the different types of stitches. Now let's see, undo it here. Okay, now this, and this, oh, and that's the other thing too. She's letting you play with these little bobbins of lace. This is Zephyr Jaeger spun, and I think that's how you say it. And it's a 50-50, 50 wool, 50 silk, and they're no longer in business. They're amazing. So I brought her a bunch because I had a bunch of that yarn. I brought her a bunch because she uses this yarn in her classes and for her samples. So there you go. Oh, that's okay. She gave me some other stuff in return. And this at the bottom right here. Oh, lost my ball of yarn. This is the stitch right there is called the honeycomb stitch. And it gives a larger holes. It's not just one row that gives the whole of that with the yarn over. And there were two different ways of doing that. So this is one way, and then I started doing it another way up here. That's what she was showing you in class, two different versions. Which one do you like better? Do you like the way that this one looks better, feels better to execute? All of those things. This is Mongolian cashmere. Yeah, this is amazing. And she gifted me this. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And this is enough right here. It's about 400 yards, I think. It's enough to do a nice triangular shawl. It really is. So that is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And the company for this is Yakshmere, YAKASHMERE. It's like cashmere. It's like yak cashmere is what it is. It's like a fusion of the words. And that's what that is. So she gifted that. And then this piece right here, I've knit that multiple times. What that is you're doing that corner piece and you're doing short rows on it so you can put it on the edge of a triangular shawl. Oh my goodness. So this is my third attempt on that. I have the concept down, but I was talking, let's face it, I was talking. And so I kept ripping out because I was talking. It happens. But that is absolutely wonderful. I don't know if I'm ready to start a triangular shawl bottom up. I don't know, is it better to go bottom up or top down? I'm not sure. You know, bottom up, you're increasing stitches. Top down, you're still increasing stitches. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. But she gave another pattern, another one that she has designed. I have quite the collection. I know I'd commented on this of having my scrolls. This is literally a scroll of patterns that she gave me in March that are her patterns. And then I have quite a few more that she's given that can be in the scrolls. So I mean, this is like ancient secrets right here. I've got scrolls. I have pattern scrolls of this stuff to work with the Orenburg lace, Russian traditional lace knitting, and absolutely thrilled. Oh, I did show a couple months ago when I had gone to her class last March, or no, I think this one was the first one I had started. And remember I was talking about doing that sampler piece where you're starting off and you have look, those 4 teeth, right? So I have those, and I did a simpler border, right? So I just have the one set of holes. So I did a simpler border to work with. And then as the sampler, here's one part of a square, and that's sun damage. And then going up, and I put a lifeline in there, and going up, that's the cat's paw, but just going and looking at some of the different patterns and going through with that and to see how well I can execute with those. And that's what I mean by finishing this off. And I've got plenty of yarn, and this was sitting in my window. I talked about that before, and that's been sun bleached. That has literally been sun bleached, and that's what this other coloring is down there. That was sun bleached. And, you know, I just don't care. I don't think it really detracts. I mean, all right, is this going to be your super heirloom piece? Maybe not, because you've already damaged it with the sun. But I'm really proud of how much I got done with this. And this one I started, like I said, over a year ago, and then it got left in the window and bleached. It's been bleached. It's been sun bleached. But It's nice to see the progress. And this is what I meant by, you can see this is bigger yarn. This is bigger yarn. This is bigger needles, right? It's like, okay, practice. That's the whole thing. Just work on it and practice. And I was proud of this too, because this one I did without her sitting over top of me. It was just remembering how to do this after being in her class. I got my 4 teeth. I turned my corners. I'm doing my border on both sides. I'm going through the book and I'm looking at, oh, that's a beautiful piece, right? That's a nice picture. That's really cool with some of the stitches, and learning and that one's gorgeous. And look at all the different stitches, getting them lined up where they're supposed to be, because that's all it is holes, right? It's intentional holes. The interesting thing with the Orenburg lace is it's all on garter stitch, which means you're doing all knit. You knit front, you knit back, right? Each row is knit. You don't have purl rows. You don't have any purl stitches. And then when you're knitting 2 together, you're doing just that. You don't have the leaning stitches. It's not knit 2 together or slip, slip, knit, right? So you don't have them leaning, I want it to lean right. I want it to lean left. No, it's just knit 2 together. And then you have some of them that are knit 3 together, right? So it's, execution-wise, it's simple, but it's a lot. It's a lot packed up into a tiny, tiny little piece. It really is. And I was very, very determined to continue on and practice. So after I started the red piece, and that was way too big, right? She's like, you're a big girl, because Galena's a tiny woman and I'm 5'8", okay? And she's like, yeah, but this is what the mother-in-laws do. It's like, that doesn't work. So I did get some actual size ones, and this is some cashmere. This is June cashmere, 100% cashmere yarn on this beautiful little bobbin, right? She's like, just wind off some so you can practice, with the 100% cashmere. Yes, please. And I did. So here is my practice piece. And this right here, you can see a little bit of holes. That's what I was trying to do with the red. And you can see I got just to like the 1, 2, that third hole. That's as far as I got with the red. She's like, no, that's too big. No, don't do that. I'm like, okay. So I did this part, and I've got all these holes that go up and everything, and it makes a big diamond, and you're going to have the larger holes, and those are different stitches, right? Different ways of making those. And I'm loving this. This is like 88 rows, 56 stitches per, so it's over 4,000, over 4,500 stitches on this little tiny piece. And you can see the difference with the hole size. This is just a single yarn over on all of these, right? And then this is 2 rows that makes that yarn over expand. It makes it into a larger hole. And that's the one that she's like, okay, that one's better. All right, so this is my piece that I'm so proud of. And then I was looking at it, true to form. Oh yeah, is there a mistake in there? Yes. Yes, there is. Am I going to fix it? No. Now when I show it to Galena, is she going to see it right off? Oh, 100%. Let me see. I have a picture of it that I can probably pop up, that I have it where it's highlighted. And here we go. And I showed it to my husband and he was able to see it too. So when you've got this, can you see right here? Right there, those holes right there. You've got the double set of holes. Can you see how that looks more like a flower? It's not supposed to look like a flower. It's not. That's supposed to be just straight, like here, just straight, going all the way down into a nice straight even pattern. Oh, did I do it again right here? Oh, maybe. Look, see, that doesn't look right either. Can you see that? So those are mistakes, and it takes a little bit to see. If I would have seen that while I was working on it, then I could have fixed it. I mean, I can obviously fix it. Now, I can't drop lace down and fix that. To fix that, I would have to rip all of that out. That's how I would have to fix it and then start all over. And this is my sampler piece. This is my progress piece to show that I'm getting better, that I'm learning, that I'm having fun. So I don't think I will fix it. I think that I will keep it going. I've got this much more of the bobbin, which is more than you realize. That's a lot. I have a full cone of this, which I think is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. And it's an $88 cone of cashmere, $88. Yeah. So I have that. So this is my sampler piece that I think I'm going to keep like that. But I have a full cone of this exact same color that I can make a beautiful, a larger piece with that I would like to. And this is the heirloom stuff that we've been talking about, that I've been talking about, that I really want to do. Does it take longer? Yes. And when I got home, I added the stitch markers. Yeah, these are enamel covered stitch markers, and red is the right side. When you start there, red on the right. There you go. Does she like that type of stitch marker? No. She uses like a yarn, a cut off piece of yarn in a contrasting colors. That's what she uses. But when I got home, I put that on there to try to help me to see my stuff a little bit better, to see the charts a little better, and to be able to execute those and try not to make mistakes. Well, you know, I made some mistakes. That is okay. We are all in a learning process. I'm definitely in a learning process. This has been absolutely spectacular. Such an enjoyable class. Like I said, this is my third time being able to be in Galena's company and take classes and lessons from her. And I think I've learned. I am learning. Am I an expert? No, not at all, right? I went there. It was so funny. I wore my hand knit sweaters this time. Last time I went, and it was a small setting and everything. I didn't have anything with me that I had made myself. This time I wanted something to look down on and go, you are an accomplished knitter. You can do this. It's okay. It's just knits and some yarn over, some intentional holes. That's it. You can do it. So I wanted that. So I did. I brought my hand knit sweater, and it was cold. It was chilly, but I brought my hand knit sweaters, and I wore a different sweater every day. Because like I said, I'm a little dorky, and it's like, you know, sometimes we need that confidence boost. I knew going into this that I would be humbled. And it wasn't that Galena was doing anything to me. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't saying anything. So it wasn't that Galena was doing anything or saying anything that would make me feel bad. She's a wonderful hostess. Absolutely. So giving, so caring, so attentive to everything. She was amazing. What it is, hey, I just started 15 minutes ago. Why am I not an expert? Because you just started 15 minutes ago. Or showing you all of these lace pieces. That's what I did for the week. That's it. And like, it's a lot. It really is. It is a lot, but it doesn't look like a lot. Even my homework where I did my 4 teeth, right? You know, I got even this. Does that look like necessarily a lot? Not really. Of course, when I stretch it like that, it does. Okay, I did good. I did good, right? But it's not like, hey, I did something big. Look at the sweater that I'm making in bulky weight yarn. Look at this thing that I'm making even in DK weight yarn, right? It's gonna show more. It's gonna be maybe flashier, maybe a little sexier. I got this much done. You're not gonna get this with the tiny lace. Oh, is it beautiful? Is it heirloom? No doubt. But it's, look what I got. I got this much. Look at this. You know, this is the amount of knitting in here is like half a sock. I mean, at least, and tiny, and you know, and patterned, and I'm so proud. I am so proud. Mistakes and all. I am so proud. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. Just, I mean, that is stunning. And it is so light and so luscious and just absolutely amazing. That is so light. Just gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to doing more pieces. And the other fun thing too is definitely stay tuned. I don't know when. I am working with Galena, and I will be talking with her. I have no idea on schedules, but I'm asking her, trying to convince her, what have you work with her, nudge of, would you like to put on another retreat? You know, pretty please. So I'm going to see if maybe she'll do that. Maybe she will. And I'll let you guys know if that's the case, you know, if she lets me know as far as telling her, because this is her life. We know how that goes. But I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to assist her with that if she lets me. So hopefully she will. Hopefully she will let me join in and play. And we have also talked about me personally trying to get with her more often than what I have. Like I said, last time I saw her was last March. And yeah, I would love to get with her a bit more often to work through this and get better. And the only way I'm going to get better is to continue. The only way I'm going to get better is to persevere. And it's just knitting. Come on, it's not that hard. But, right, it's easy to make mistakes in anything. It is. I'm at that learning mode. I'm at that kindergarten mode, just kind of sopping everything up. And she wants to transfer said knowledge. She would like to transfer that knowledge out to as many people as she possibly can for others to pick up the Orenburg lace knitting. She has been doing this for well over 1/3 of her life. I mean, well over. I think 10 years ago was like 1/3 of her life, right? So she's been doing this for quite some time, just bringing this to America, to the United States, and saying this is traditional Russian lace knitting. This is traditional. And she does not want that tradition to die. And I think that is just absolutely amazing. And I have been enamored with it. And I'm going to see if I can, going, hey, Galina, what do we got going on? Did you want to do something? Do we want to play? Well, I've got Zoom. I can do this, right? You know, whatever. Just different ways to try to understand more and have more of that knowledge and to be able to replicate some of her pieces. I know another class that she has, she doesn't have that on schedule yet, is intarsia lace. It blows my mind. I've got a couple pictures of one of the pieces that she's made with the intarsia lace, and I've not really mastered intarsia knitting, let alone lace knitting. And then I asked her too, I said, how do you weave in the ends on something like that? Because you're looking at very delicate, very open stitches, you know, just blocked and everything else. You know, it's not like you can, let me tie a knot here and do all that stuff like you do with the sweaters. And I asked her, and she's like, there's some special techniques. I said, oh, that's another class, huh? She said, yes. Okay, I get it. And I get that. Oh my gosh, I am not criticizing at all. I get why that in itself of how do you weave in your ends in an intarsia piece? I'm over here looking at, you know, hey, I continue this. I've got that cone of yarn. I'm going to have an end. I'm going to have the beginning end, the ending end, and you know, this when I attach another thing of yarn. Like, how do I get those ends in there, right? You know, without making it look bulky and weird. So I can see that being a complete other technique to do, to follow along. And she's gone over how to block things. And I've blocked things before, but this is bigger pieces, trying to block those. So looking forward to going, okay, well, we've talked about it. I got it in theory. Let's go ahead and work through it. Come on, can we do this? Can I bring my piece? Can we do this? You know, something along that line. I think it's going to be amazing. So I'm absolutely thrilled. It has been just a blessing to be in the presence of so many women that have been like-minded. I mean, we're all like-minded. It's kind of like you guys watching here, and you know, I'm talking to you and you're talking to me because we like yarn. I mean, let's face it, whether you're knitting or crocheting, we like yarn. That's like-minded. But with this particular lace techniques, very like-minded. Hey, let's figure this out. How do we do this? How do we extend the tradition? You know, let me look at these beautiful, gorgeous pieces and just the perseverance. I saw a Sharon Miller, you'll have to look that one up, hand knit, I think it's called the Princess Shawl. It was in a gossamer lace that stitches. This looks like bulky in comparison to what I saw. Let's put it that way. And executed flawlessly. I mean, if there's any mistakes, I sure didn't see them. This was just stunning. And this is what one of the participants had made. That wasn't a Galina pattern. That was a Sharon Miller pattern. But just the talent, just the ambition to do such things. I get it with the knitting and everything lace. Now that one had some pearls in it and everything, but you know, it's knits. It's especially Orenburg. It's knits. It's yarn over, well-placed yarn over. That's it. How hard can it be? That's a whole lot of well-placed yarn overs. I can tell you that. You know, so perseverance is just absolutely amazing, and being able to see the patterns and use the tips and tricks that you have. Use the document protectors, use the highlighter tape, use the markers, use whatever you need to do until it clicks. And I'm waiting for the aha moment for it to click, because this is thrilling. This is absolutely artwork we've talked about that before. I mean, yarn, knitting, and everything is glorified string. I mean, right? In this, look at this, 100% cashmere. Look at that. 100% cashmere. And again, beautiful glorified string. Is that not amazing? That is so amazing. So I am totally, totally thrilled, absolutely enamored. I'm going to be doing more lace. We know I'm going to do more lace. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be doing more lace, to play with lace. I hope you guys stick around and play with it. And I'd love to hear if you've tried anything with the lace, if you've gotten any of Galena's books before, if you've looked, because I've talked about it before. If you've done anything, if you've dabbled in it at all, I would love to hear it, because we can be kindergartners together. Right? We can do this together. And I would love to be the handhold and everything, going, how'd you do this? How you doing? How are we doing with this? Have we done our pieces? Have you done your homework? Did you do your 4 teeth? Did you do your homework? I would love that if we worked on these things together. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.